Hey guys, I gotta sneeze again. Things have been pretty calm for a little bit, and should have done a video earlier, but I was really tired and had the opportunity to go to sleep and did so. I read all y'all messages, and it's pretty awesome getting all that love, and it's been a pretty crazy ride this whole time. And didn't realize how much that helps. So I really appreciate it, guys. So when I got here, I was like, I told the guy at the counter that I said I had what I believed to be really bad pneumonia. And he was like, oh, fill this out and come right back. And the guy behind the counter is actually the one who did my first, the first seeing me. And then very quickly sent me to the next thing with somebody else. And from there, it got pretty crazy. I was getting attached to, I got an IV and put on oxygen, and apparently had what they call a pause or something, a serious drop in blood pressure, and a flat line. And apparently they were giving me chest compressions until, for about 15-20 seconds. And I was like, came back. Well, I didn't die, guys, okay? I didn't die. People like to think that your heart stopping means you died. And I didn't soil myself, so I must not have died. But give you an idea of what it was like the computer was off. I came to almost like annoyed that people were, shoving my body and pushing me around and stuff. I thought it was like a dream. And so I was trying to kind of wake up. And when I opened my eyes, I saw like there were as many people as you could fit around a bed standing over me. And they're like, all right, let's get these clothes off, And I'm like, oh no. And I started feeling them using scissors to take off my clothes. And I was like, jeez, my clothes. Should have probably thought about that when I decided to come here. Of course, I didn't think my heart was going to stop. And it's hard to tell what it was that made that happen. I'm pretty sure that I was already, pretty scared of even being in the ER. And something tells me it had something to do with that. In fact, I was in a room called triage. A section of the hospital called triage. That's a pretty scary place to be. It's like, oh god, they're gonna put me down. This man's sick. Let's just throw him in a ditch. No, they've actually been pretty awesome to me, guys. This is not the first hospital visit I've ever been to, but certainly the best experience, best bedside manner, and last time I went to a hospital, it was for my face, and they were just so rude. They had no manners whatsoever. She was like, if you start seeing double vision, you know, you'll see that like that forever. You know, and I'm just like, oh, thanks. That isn't scary at all. Then same lady, was like, playing with my toes at the end. She goes, have fun going to jail. Oh, fucking bitch. Yeah, very bad. Very bad hospital. Very bad bedside manner. And to give you an idea, it was the First Baptist. So it was a openly religious hospital. Right now, I am in probably one of the most technologically advanced non-religious secular hospitals, and have been treated with nothing but dignity and respect, and very good bedside manner. Anyway, I don't know if I need to go too far into that, but they've hooked me up to less machines. When I became stable, more stable, and actually, when a bed became available, I should say, I was taken to the CCU. Trying to remember what the first C stands for, but it's essentially where they can keep an eye on my vitals, make sure that nothing too crazy goes on. I think there's too much light in the background to show all that. But got my monitor there. I have my, oh wow, she put another bag up. How many bags of fluid do I need? Alright, let me stay on track. So when okay, let me go into more detail about this very crazy experience. So when I came to, I was kind of like I kind of forgot where I was and what I was doing there and stuff, and I remembered pretty much everything after about 2 seconds. It's like my brain was just kind of rebooting, and what was really cool was I guess I must have asked what was going on, because someone was like, "You're in a safe place, everything's fine, you're in the right place." Yeah, it's a good thing this happened while you were here and not like on the way. Yeah, because if it happened even 10 minutes before it did, then I would have been like right outside the hospital, if not still on the way. And so apparently it's a pretty big deal. Don't ignore things like chest pains or lung issues, and dehydration. I actually have some water here. It's just I think it's really awkward to go to the bathroom, and I'm probably gonna have to do that here pretty soon. They got me I don't know what to call that. I guess a bedpan. It's a plastic bottle with a pretty wide hole, so I haven't made a mess yet, so it's really nice. I don't know how girls would do it. I'm sure they must have something different. Trying to stay on track, guys, and not make this a terribly long video. But so they had me attached to all those machines after I got out of that first room. So when I went under, think it might be complaining that I'm talking. What is that? That's the, I guess I don't know. I think it's fine. Still really hurts to breathe. I think it's probably going to be like that for a little while. I'm almost certain that it's that I'll be going home tomorrow and able to get better that way, or there. I mean, and mostly because these rooms are really important for people who are extremely sick. And if I'm not extremely sick, I would much prefer to go home anyway. Oh my gosh, I need to really concentrate on telling you guys this crazy shit. It felt like a dream. It really felt like it was like not having any memory of like even anything that had been happening anytime recently. It was really discombobulating. It was like all I remember now from then was kind of being shoved and jerked around, kind of being just ever so slightly annoyed that I was being, woken up, and, my eyes were just like, what's going on? And, they were encouraging me to at least to keep talking, not necessarily have to keep my eyes open. But I want to be a good patient, do everything I can to make their jobs easier. It's always good. And, you guys notice I'm not wearing my chain, unfortunately. But the nurse was ever so kind enough to make the extra effort to take the link out, bending it by hand, and that way they didn't need to use wire cutters or something. My body wants to yawn. My lungs aren't gonna let me. And my dad came to visit. That was pretty cool. He seemed pretty concerned. And my mom came to visit later. She was much further away, so it was harder for her to get here, which was, I'm in a really good relationship with my mom, so that's always good. I think my dad might have been afraid to come see me. I don't know if he thought that I didn't want to see him or something. I mean, I suppose that says something about my attitude towards him right now. Well, maybe not right now, but recently. And I did have to think about it. Maybe I should just stop holding grudges, I guess. It's always a good idea. I think it's just really upsetting, some of the things that led up to the point of me not having a good relationship with my dad. And it's just really interesting to hear that he might have been scared to come just to, in the fear that I didn't want to see him. And he was good enough to go and get me some Wendy's. He even brought me some Snickers bars, which actually really helped because of the crap in my throat. Everything tastes so awful. So awful. Sorry, I'm just trying to reach my water here. Too eager. Surprised they haven't shoved anything down my throat. Like a vacuum. Or lungs, I should say. Surprised they haven't shoved anything down my throat. Let me take a second. Try not to move too much. All this equipment really doesn't like it when you move around a lot. Kind of cover up a tiny bit. Okay. Well, let's see. Don't want to just be a floating head, I guess. Oh, I just want to scratch my shoulder. Ow. Okay. I guess. Oh, they took a chest x-ray pretty shortly after I, came to. And that was really cool. Got to meet me a robot friend. So awesome. It's just like walking in, rolling in, I guess. It had its own motor. I guess all you had to do was push it, and it would move in the direction you pushed it in without any real effort. And then anytime you moved the arm, it was like automatic. Very little human effort whatsoever. And they pointed it at my chest, of course, and it did some pictures. And then my next meeting with an awesome robot was a CT scanner, a donut-shaped machine that wanted to do like a 3-dimensional picture of my chest. That's always good. I think they were looking at everything, like my heart and lungs and kidneys and stuff. They've done a whole variety of blood work and swabs. They stuffed iodine in my nose. That was pretty awful. They were big swabs. They were really big. In fact, even when they did the nose swabs, they had to really shove it in there, like past the point that I would normally go if I had to do something myself. It's really gross. Very odd feeling. I guess I don't mean to make this a 20-minute video, which it's now just become, but I'm just kind of giving you guys an update anyway, so I suppose the more information, the better. And, all is good. I'm doing good. It's a little uncomfortable being in the hospital. It's such a, like, sterile environment. Everything is, you can smell how sterile it is here. It's very concerning. It's very, obvious. I guess I'm trying to think of, like, the right way to put this. Subconsciously, I know that there are people who are not doing very well at all. There are people who are doing much worse than I am. And, I think your mind and body and subconscious picks up on that. And, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. I couldn't do it, guys. Couldn't be a nurse or a doctor. Or an RN. My mom, for a very long time, worked with the elderly that were on their way out. I couldn't do that. I couldn't even do it if pets were on their way out. If I was working with animals. That was kind of a selfish thing to think. But I'm just no good to anybody who's dying. It's too much for me. Too stressful. I suppose I'm running out of things to talk about. So I should probably end it pretty soon. Let's try and think of anything else that was crazy. I guess it's all good. I'll leave it there, guys. You are all awesome. And I really appreciate your loving and supporting messages. I've been trying to keep up with them, and I'll have to do some personalized responses because it's all a good thing. It's a good thing to do. And I'll catch you guys next time. I think I might just go back to sleep. Upload it, of course, and then go back to sleep. Hang on. It's checking my stuff. I guess I could use my other arm. I just don't want to put you down for a second. Okay, now I can use my arm.